One thing that can cause a failing major problem in our data is unwanted spaces. The main problem with unwanted spaces is that we often can't see them, but Excel can. So this says CTX, and this says CTX space. We can't see the difference, but Excel is going to treat those values as completely different values. And that is going to cause us some major problems when we try and perform calculations and summaries on these data. And this is exactly the problem Alex is about to encounter. He's been asked to create a pivot table summarizing the number of members by organization. Let's see how to do that. We're going to come to our Insert Table, and we're going to click Pivot Table, and we're going to click OK. We're going to select our organization, and then we're going to do a count on the last name. We are just going to drag last name and drop into values. And there's our pivot. But if you have a look down the organization list, quite a few of them are being repeated. We can immediately see the problem with the asset PLC. This one has a double space, whereas this one only has a single. The CTX under Daniil, we can't see what the problem is, but it's quite likely that there's an extra space added onto the end of one of those, and that's what's causing us the issues. What we're going to do is clean up these unwanted spaces using a function called trim. What trim does is remove leading, trailing, and extra spaces. That means spaces before the text, spaces at the end of the text, or where we have more than one space within the text. So it will not remove the single spaces, but it will remove one of the double spaces in Assets PLC. Let's see how it works. Coming back to our data 2, we're going to come to our first organization and double-click, and just after equals, we're going to type in trim and press tab. We are then going to close our bracket at the end. And what this is going to do is remove any of those unwanted spaces. I'm going to click enter, and then I'm going to double click to copy the function down. And we can immediately see that extra space from the Asset PLC has been removed. Let's go and check how this has impacted output. Back onto our pivot sheet. We are going to click Analyze and refresh. And we have removed the duplicates from Asset and CTX. So that is one good solution. You will notice though that we still have a problem with Daniil. We are still getting duplicates. A space is what's called a non-printing character. In other words, it's a character that is there, but it doesn't print and we can't see it. Space, however, is just one of many non-printing characters. And it seems here that we have a different non-printing character that is being added. Another function that can help with this is the clean function. The clean function removes many, but not all of the non-printing characters. Let's see if it will help us here. We're going to come back to data 2, and I'm going to double click on my first calculation again. And I'd like to do the clean function before the trim. So I'm actually going to click just before data, and I'm going to type clean, and then close my bracket at the end and enter. And then I'm going to double click to copy down. We couldn't see those characters in the first place, so we are not seeing any difference yet. But let's go and double check our pivot table. Once again, we are going to come, Analyze, and refresh, and yes, that has worked. So we have removed all the duplicates and our organization list. As mentioned, however, the clean function does not clean up all non-printing characters. In the next video, we're going to look how we can identify what exactly the non-printing character is, and then we'll look at how we can clean up other characters that both the trim and the clean won't fix for us.